On. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I am your esteemed host, Reckless Rex Ruger, along with the Alexis Arguello in puppet form. No heartbeat here, man, but the guy was all heart when he fought.
And back again is your other host, an absolute fucking legend in the game, Frank Bengz.
Yeah. And again, we've got a prompt guest, which we always appreciate from those, especially from those nice, polite Irish boys. You can always expect it. You can always expect it.
How are things, lads?
Oh, I like it. He comes right out and calls us lads. That made me feel great right there, man. That made me feel a certain kind of way, man. I like being called a lad. I can get used to that.
What's the crack? How are things with you? All good?
Yeah, everything is great, man. Tommy Hyde, first of all, man, we're big nickname guys, man. How do you arrive at the governor?
The governor. So I work in a family bar back home in Cork in Ireland. So I'm actually the licensee of the bar, so technically it's under my name. So the governor is the boss, and that's how the governor came about.
Oh, I'm going to add that to my AKA list. I'm copping that one, Benjis. Don't go anywhere near the governor, man. I'm going to be AKA the governor. I got to add it to my list of AKAs. I feel the true measure of success is just having a lot of nicknames.
Yeah.
You know? So Tommy,
that's my
man,
only one.
yeah. So Tommy, man, things are fucking going pretty damn well, man. 7-0, 4 knockouts here.
Yeah, it's going good. I've been kept busy for my first 12 months as a pro, 7 fights, as you said.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting ready for my next one now on March 16th in San Francisco.
And how busy do you want to be in 2024, man? Like, what's the what's the number of fights?
5 or 6 fights this year will be good. I'm stepping up the 8 rounds now for the next one, and then it's going to be for a Celtic Nations title, and just more titles this year, and up to 10 rounds by the end of the year.
Damn, man, 6 fights, man. That's a busy year.
Yeah. And like I do nothing else. I work in the bar at home when I'm at home, but I'm always training. I'm always working. So it'd be a shame if I wasn't fighting then.
I'm afraid to go there on vacation, Tommy, to Ireland, because I feel like I'd never want to come home.
Yeah, I love Ireland. It's home. If you do ever visit, let me know and we'll get you drunk.
Oh man, he doesn't drink, but I'll be there.
I don't
drink myself.
I mean, you know what? I might take myself out of retirement, though, for a true Irish drinking experience. I might unretire my liver, man, for something like that. Why not? Yeah. I mean, come on. How many times are you gonna get legit drunk in the country of beer?
I really want to see. I'd really love to see like what the pub fare, food and stuff is looking like too, because I mean that's gotta be killer too.
Yeah. What do we get for a good meal? Like if we go into an Irish pub, man, like what's a good meal?
So I'm only in Los Angeles since Tuesday, and last night we went to an Irish bar in Long Beach, and I went for just a Guinness beef stew. Yeah, that's like my go-to for Irish food.
Was it as good over there as it is back home? No,
it probably wasn't as good, but it was still nice. It was still lovely. It was nice. I was actually surprised it was that nice.
Yeah. So this is something we usually ask our guests quite a bit, man. But how do you get into boxing? Like, what's your foray into boxing?
So my great-granduncle, his name was Tommy Hyde, and I was named after him. He was Irish champion in 1946, and he's known. I'm from Cork in Ireland, and he's known as the Prince of Cork boxing. So it's in the name. When I was born, I think I didn't really have much of a choice. But
not much pressure there, right? You're named after him, and he's only the fucking most kick-ass boxer in Ireland.
Yeah, so I heard a lot of stories about him and stuff like that. But my dad managed. My dad's a professional boxing manager. He managed Guillermo Rigondeaux, and he brought me around to the fights with Rigondeaux, and he managed a lot of. He had like 30, 40 fighters. So I've been traveling around the world since I'm a kid, going to the big shows with him, and I just love it. It's hearing the stories. My great granduncle, then my granddad boxed, my dad boxed, and just hearing stories like that, and then going to the shows, then it made me want to fight.
And when you are hanging around, like even getting glimpses of a guy like Rigondeaux, who's got such a great amateur pedigree, an Olympic pedigree, man, do you subconsciously like learn shit when you're watching him?
Yeah, like he was unbelievable. You just know how good he is. Technically, he's one of the best fighters I've ever seen. Yeah, and he's just unbelievable, and he had this confidence about him as well, which was unreal to be around.
And to think, as great as he is, man, that he was one of those guys that Lomachenko made quit.
Yeah.
That boggles my mind. Because of all the guys on Loma's resume, and he made 4 of them in a row quit on their stool. Yeah. That was the
that's
one
right.
that surprised me the most. I didn't think Rigondeaux would go out like that, man.
Yeah, to be fair, he moved up to super featherweight, and
Yeah.
after that he moved back down to bantamweight, so he went down 3 weights. So
Yeah.
like that wasn't his natural weight, you know what I mean?
Right.
Lomachenko is unbelievable, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
that wasn't Rigondeaux at his best either, I don't think.
No.
No.
Now, who was your boxing?
That fight surprised the hell out of me, though, too. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Surprised me. And now, for who, like, when you're getting into boxing, who's that guy for you that you kind of like is your boxing hero? You know what I mean? Like, when you first start, the guy that you're watching all of his fights, you're really
Tommy
into.
HYDE, man. His namesake, my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though. I mean, yeah, obviously outside of family, like somebody in the sport that you're a fan of.
Yeah, I'm a huge boxing fan, so I'm always watching the fights, the old fights. And growing up, I used to be watching fights on YouTube. Obviously, the ones everyone used to watch was Roy Jones's highlights, Mike Tyson, all that. But that's kind of boring when someone gives that answer, because it's the kind of answer you expect. But I love watching Tito Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, those kind of fellas. Oscar De La Hoya, I thought they're brilliant to watch, unbelievable.
Yeah. And now, what's the so I got to ask, you're at super middleweight right now, right? 168.
Yeah.
Are you somebody that pretty much stays close to your fighting weight, or do you fluctuate a lot?
I stay close enough. I'm 6'3", so I'm big for super middleweight.
Yeah, you are.
But I stay close enough. Do you know what I mean? I don't go too over.
6'3". Jesus, man, he give us a run for our money. That's about right where we are.
Yeah, that's about how tall we are.
I don't drink, but I do enjoy my food. So
yeah,
I just try to stay as dedicated as I can, disciplined as I can.
Yeah, that hearty friggin' beef stew.
Yeah. I was a bit heavier than 168 this morning after eating that.
Now, like when you see these gimmick fights, this is something we bring up a lot too. And when I say gimmick fights, I mean like when you see like these Jake Paul fights, or you see these MMA guys going against the boxer. You like these? Do you think they're good for the sport, or is it not something that you're interested in?
I just got my hair cut today, and the barber asked me about Jake Paul, and as I said, you just have to take it for what it is. He's coming in, and like, to be fair, he has Amanda Serrano on his card. She's main event, I think, on the next show. So it's bringing great eyeballs for her fights, and I'd say she's making a lot of money, and hopefully she is. She's an unbelievable fighter, so it's bringing more eyeballs to that. So that's brilliant. But the rest of it, you kind of just have to take it for what it is. You know what I mean? Don't take it too serious.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, not take it too serious. That hits home for me. I almost feel like sometimes I'm watching boxing, but yet it's also a certain element of like professional wrestling.
Yeah. But boxing can be a circus anyway.
Yeah,
without talking about the YouTubers, but never mind. Then you bring the YouTubers in it, and it's a proper circus. But you kind of just have to just go with it, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean, brings eyes to the sport. Somewhat of a weird set of eyes at times, but it's eyes.
Yeah. Definitely. They know how to promote themselves, and maybe us boxers should take a leaf out of their books.
Now, when you're over in Ireland, how often, because we recently had somebody on here who did verify that this kind of gypsy traveler stuff still happens over there. Do guys still go out on the back road and settle disputes?
All the time.
Yeah.
I don't. Personally, I don't, but the travelers and the gypsies in Ireland, that's their tradition, is to bare knuckle boxing and stuff like that. There's so much talent coming through Ireland at 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, up 17, 18, and then they go into bare knuckle boxing. But if they stayed boxing and went professional and stuff like that, I think they'd make a lot of money as well. But that's their tradition, I suppose, and they're tough men.
And so, how do you manage to stay out of those out of those kind of back roads fights? Like, have you ever physically been to one?
Yeah, how do you spot a bare knuckler?
It's all kind of kept quiet, so you wouldn't really know if they're going on until it happens.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Because I guess people are going to show up. Someone's going to want to shut that down for sure.
Yeah, you kind of have to be in the clique to know. But I'm not in the clique.
So like the cops aren't cool with it then.
No, they wouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't think they'd have insurance for these fights. Like,
and what are the kind of rules with something like this? Like, because from what I understand, it's like if one clan has a problem with another clan, you might send 4 or 5 boys out. They send 4 or 5 boys out, and it's kind of almost like a World Series, right? Whoever wins the most fights.
Yeah, normally if there's a bit of beef between them, they go on the back road and they sort it out that way. They have someone to show fair play on each side, and there's normally money put up as well. You see a lot of call-out videos on Facebook. I love watching the call-out videos.
Yeah.
And like that's what I'm saying. If they went into professional boxing, they'd make a fortune because they're so good at the call out videos and stuff like that and building the fights. But
And does that mean when like one family wins more fights than the other, that the beef, whatever beef they had, is squashed?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't know how they squash the beef. I just think they just fight and it just squashes then eventually.
So like if my clan shows up and 3 of my guys beat, there's 5 fights and 4 of my guys win and only 1 of yours wins, we can't just agree to disagree. The beef continues.
I think you could say like with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren stable.
Yeah.
You could maybe put it like that. If Eddie Hearn stable wins, he wins, and you can't have much more beef than that.
Now, what's your assessment right now of the 168-pound division? Obviously, Canelo is the king right now, man. But when you look at other guys at 168, as a fan, you step back and you look at those guys. Obviously, you're very early in your career, but guys like David Morrell, David Benavidez, guys like that are up in the upper echelon.
Yeah, it's a red-hot division, isn't it? As you said, David Morrell, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. There's some huge names there. Charlo, Canelo, like just huge names there and huge fights. And for a boxing fan, I'm a boxing fan, and I want to see all those fights happening.
Yeah, it's too bad you probably by the time you get to that level, Canelo will probably be gone, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I'm 24 now. I think Canelo's like 36. He's been around a long time.
It's like when you get to call to fight Canelo, man. You just kiss the wife and say, "Honey, we just made it. We made it."
That's what they used to say about Conor McGregor, isn't it?
Kind of the same thing.
Break out the red panties.
Yeah. Back up the Brinks truck.
yeah. But what Canelo's done is unbelievable. He's you couldn't say he's on the slide, but maybe he's not as good as he was. But he's just an unbelievable fighter. Even saying that, he's not as good as he was, but he's still the best in the world.
Yeah, do you think that go ahead, Benji.
Do you think that he's gotta fight David Benavidez before he goes out?
I don't think he has to fight anyone because his resume is so deep. He's after beating some unbelievable champions. But it would be a shame if he went out without fighting David Benavidez. He's kind of he's the Mexican monster coming up. Yeah. And everyone wants to see that fight now.
And he's been sitting at that WBC mandatory spot for a couple of years, cooling his heels too. That sucks,
Yeah, big time. And if we don't see Benavidez and Canelo, there is some huge fights still out there for Benavidez, even with David Morrell, the Cuban. He's becoming a big name now as well.
And now, like, if you could put your promoter hat on and you could have stylistically, you feel like you would match up and you could have a fight with any of those top guys we just talked about, in a fictional world, who would you love to fight?
Like by the time I get up there, any of them, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm learning in the gym every day. I'm working hard, and in the next couple of years, I'm going to keep stepping up the rankings, keep stepping up with my fights and my opponents. And by the time I'm up there, I'm going to be ready for any of them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a boring answer, but that's the way it is.
Now, what do you think is your best attribute in the ring? Your best attribute and the thing you feel like you have to work on the most?
There's so many things to work on. You're never finished working on things. When you finish working on things, if you think you know everything, then it's time to give it up.
Yeah, that's a dangerous time. Yeah, that's a dangerous. Yeah.
So I'm working all the time in the gym. We're picking up new things in every camp, and I love it. I'm obsessed with learning all the time and improving all the time. I've a very good jab. I'm tall for my weight, so
someone's blowing up his phone, huh?
Yeah, I know. 1 second.
Popular
Sorry,
guy.
lads.
Hey, that's just showing the world how popular. That just shows how popular the governor is. Come on, man.
I'm not that popular.
Applause there, man. Somebody's blowing it up, man. I hope you're not in trouble with the wife, are you? Because I've been there before.
My dad is calling me. He's just finished working the bar at home, so we're 8 hours behind over here. So it's like 2 a.m. at home in Ireland. So he's ringing to see how I'm getting on. It's
now, what are you doing in California? Are you there strictly for training camp, or have you relocated there?
No, I train in Santa Monica in the Matchroom Churchill's gym. I've been coming over here since February last year, so I'm over here the last year, and just training here and getting good sparring and great training with my coach Pedro Neme. And then I go home for after each fight. I go home for like a week or 2 weeks, and back out to camp then.
And so how do you find Eddie Hearn? Have you personally met Eddie?
I only met him when I was like 14, 15 years old, just brief, just passed by him. That was all. But watching interviews and stuff, he seems like a cool fella.
Yeah, every single time I see him stand next to somebody, I always forget how freaking tall that guy is. He's tall.
Yeah, huge. You see him next to Joshua. He's the same size as Joshua.
I know.
It's
I
crazy,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the big, obviously you're over in that Ireland, UK area. Is that the biggest fight to be made in the UK? You brought up Anthony Joshua. Do we should we see an Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight before they both retire?
It's a huge fight for boxing, isn't it?
Huge.
Like,
yeah, huge.
They're two of the biggest names in boxing. We all wanted to see Joshua and Wilder, but then Joseph Parker kind of ruined those plans. He gave Wilder a boxing lesson in the last fight. So yeah, we have to see Joshua and Fury. Even if Fury gets beat by Usyk, it's obviously not as big as it was then. But I want to see Joshua and Fury. I think the build-up will be unbelievable, and it's huge for boxing, both in Europe and over here in the US.
What do you think of Fury taking that cut and having to reschedule the fight? And how do you see Usyk winning that fight, or how do you see that fight going?
I can see how Usyk could win it. He's a master boxer, but I think Fury wins that fight. I think he'll use his size, he'll lean on him, and he'll make it a dirty fight. And he'll use rough tactics, which is probably what he has to do to win the fight. He's a huge man. I met him about 10, 15 years ago before he even turned pro, and he's just a huge man. And I think he'll use all the advantages that he has to win that fight.
Oddly enough, though, it was like kind of a dirty tactic that kind of postponed this fight. It looks like he got hit with an elbow.
Yeah, it was. It looked like if it wasn't an elbow, it was a good shot anyway, definitely.
Yeah. And so when you're back home in Ireland, what's the training regimen like when you're home? I mean, are you still always in the gym? Because obviously you say that you're also working back home.
Yeah, we have a boxing gym at the back of the house, so I'm training there nearly every day. I do strength and conditioning, do my running and all that. Cork is full of hills, so you've no excuse not to be fit. If you're at home, running up the hills all over Cork, it's like a big mountain.
That's what your football coach used to do to you, didn't he? Make you run up that hill at school?
Yeah, run up and down that hill, man.
Yeah.
That shit was terrible.
Yeah, that's
the hills pay the bills, as they say.
That's why
So
I'm not a fighter, buddy. I do the interviews.
yeah.
I don't fight.
Now, who would you say right now is the face of boxing? You get a lot of these young guys all stepping forward. Crawford, Haney, Tank, obviously still Canelo's in the mix. Did you see somebody right now as definitively the face of boxing?
I'm not sure about the face, but number one, pound for pound, you'd have to say Crawford with that performance against Spence last year.
Yeah.
It's a pity that he hasn't fought since then, but hopefully we see him active this year. He's unbelievable. It was an unbelievable performance against Spence. A proper 50-50 fight, and he made it look easy.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way of putting it, too. A proper 50-50 fight. Yeah, that was like, we talked about it every way to Sunday before that fight happened, of how this thing could go.
Yeah,
and
I didn't see it being that easy for Crawford, though.
No,
I didn't think he'd make it look that easy. Yeah, he came out and fought the whole fight southpaw. That's not even his regular stance.
Yeah, he dominated with his jab as well. His jab was just spiteful. It was hard, and it was really, really strong. And
what do you think?
It was a great performance.
If some guy is getting into boxing, or maybe your own kid is getting into boxing, what do you feel like the most important?
Keep him away from it.
Keep away from it. Run, kid.
My nephew is starting to get the bug for it. He's going to train and stuff like that. But it's a great sport for discipline. It teaches you to listen to your coaches and stuff like that. And not to be, I don't think you meet any boxers that are bullies, really. Obviously, there's a few that you don't meet many bullies that are boxers. Say, any bully that I've ever came across in my life, none of them boxed, or they don't know the discipline in boxing.
That's a good.
And
point.
you don't have to throw. If you can fight like that, you don't throw your weight around. Then I don't think.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. Now, has a weight change or a change in division ever occurred to you, or do you feel like you're in your wheelhouse and 168 is where you belong?
Like my first couple of fights were 175, and then it was just gradually coming back down. And 168 is where I'll be for the next couple of years anyway, and then we'll move up. So I could end up a cruiserweight by the end of my career.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
are they? They're even talking about making that new super cruiserweight division.
All right. I think I'll stick with cruiserweight. I won't go that heavy.
No.
Yeah, I mean that 6'3", you definitely could probably work with cruiserweight for sure.
Yeah. 6'3" is tall. Yeah, I mean 6'3" is extremely tall. So obviously you're probably a guy who uses your jab quite a bit. You're probably going to have the reach advantage on a lot of guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've a very good jab, and I always seem to find a target with it, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And so outside of boxing, when you're not boxing and you're not working, what kind of stuff do you do to kind of keep busy? Are there other hobbies or other sports that you like?
I don't really watch much other sports. We just got a dartboard there in the place we're staying in. Brandon's from Kilkenny. He's just turning pro as well, and he's staying here with me. So we just got a dartboard. So that's all we're doing is playing darts, playing pool. That's kind of all I do. Otherwise, I'm working in the bar at home.
The Bar Olympics. That's the Bar Olympics right there.
That's
the pub.
it, yeah.
Pub Olympics.
Last night was my first time ever throwing a dart. So I worked in the bar and never threw a dart before. So
wow. And I imagine in pubs over in Ireland, there's got to be dartboards, right?
Oh yeah, big time. We used to have a dartboard and a pool table in our bar.
Yeah. That's the way to go right there. See, Benji's, if we go to Ireland, we're not coming back.
No,
we're never going to come back.
It's heaven.
I spent way too many dollar bills at the bar playing darts.
Yeah,
way
I have spent a lot of dollar bills. But I am afraid. Yeah, I am afraid to go to Ireland, though. I mean, I have quite a bit of Irish heritage in me, but I feel like I would love it.
I never wanted to go somewhere so bad.
Yeah,
in my entire life. Like,
it's really my only. Yeah, it's really my only destination. Abroad that I'm really super interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's got to be gorgeous. I imagine it's got to be gorgeous over there.
It's home. It's. I love it. When I'm over here, I'm missing home. But when I'm at home, then after 2 or 3 weeks, I'm looking forward to getting back to Los Angeles and get back to camp and back into the kind of the brutality of camp and sore muscles. You kind of miss the pain of camp. But when I'm over here, I do miss home, and I love being from Ireland, and I especially love being from Cork.
And let's make no mistake that once again we're proving right here that nobody makes them tougher than Ireland. Obviously, the toughest people out there, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to agree.
Some warriors came from Ireland.
No question about it, man. No question about it. So your next fight,
take the Irish.
Yeah. Do you have a date for your next fight?
Yeah, it's the 16th of March, St. Patrick's weekend in San Francisco.
Nice. Yeah. It's going to be where?
San Francisco.
Okay.
The Fox Theater, I think it's just outside San Francisco.
And you have an opponent yet, or is it a to be announced type deal?
I'm fighting an Irishman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fighting another Irishman. He lives like an hour and a half from where I live at home. So it'll be a good one. It'll be a good scrap.
So you know him now? Did you know him back home?
Yeah, I do. We fought in the same show in April back in Ireland. He won the Celtic title, and I was in my 3rd or 4th fight. And now we're fighting for the Celtic title in 6 weeks' time.
And now you seem like a very, very nice guy, a pleasant guy.
Title, Tommy.
I mean, certainly not a guy that even looks like he would care to engage in trash talk. But obviously, this is all about business. How do you see this fight ending with this? With this lad that you know from back home.
Look, he's 10-1, so he has a good record. He always comes in good shape, but like it's my time to shine. Like it's I'm over here. I'm not over here training in LA away from home to come in and mess around. I'm coming over for a knockout, and I'm looking to put on a performance and dominate. Do you know what I mean? I need to show. I'm showing people what I'm all about. That's what I'm looking to do on March 16th. Just do the business.
The most important thing is don't let it get anywhere near those cards.
Yeah.
Gotta put him spark out.
Yeah, knock him spark out.
That's the plan. That's the plan. So hopefully it's as easy as saying it.
I heard Benji say it, but I don't know if I heard you say it, Tommy. Give us one. I'm gonna knock him spark out.
I'm gonna knock him spark out.
Yeah.
Man. That's
it. I have to get more meaner when I'm saying it in future, but inside the ring, I mean, outside the ring, I'm
that was awfully nice. That was awfully nice.
Yeah, I know. That was like the most affable. I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah.
I'm a happy-go-lucky fellow outside the ring, but inside the ring,
there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now, when before you go, I got to find out how popular is it to call somebody a dosser? We hear Tyson Fury use it all the time, man, but is it really that big in the vernacular over in your part of the world?
I would hear it, but I'm kind of hearing it more frequently since Tyson Fury started saying it.
So
there's different words that we use in different parts. Like Tyson Fury's family is originally from Galway, so there's different words that we'd use in Cork then and Limerick and different counties around Ireland that they have different kind of insults that mean different things.
All right, so if you were in Cork, on your home turf, and you wanted to call somebody something similar to a dosser, what would it be?
So the most famous Cork kind of trash word, as you would say in America, is to call someone a langer.
A langer?
Yeah, and that would be your private part.
Whoa, I like that.
So
that would be your what?
Private parts. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A langer.
A langer is a Cork kind of slang word. Yeah, a langer. There's actually a song about it. Down in Cork, he'd be known as a langer. So.
Oh man!
I'll tell you what, Tommy. That's getting added to the vernacular as of tonight.
If you ever hear me in a press conference and there's someone talking rubbish to me and I call him a langer, the Americans might not know what I mean, but the two of you will know.
We're gonna know.
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
Yeah, we're gonna be the loudest guys in the room cheering, man. We're gonna know exactly what that means.
He's gonna call him a langer, and there's gonna be a little twinkle in my eye.
Yeah, there is. It's gonna warm the embers in my heart, man. Exactly when you came on here and called us lads. I'm glad that we're starting with lads and we're ending with langers. I'll tell you what, I mean, man, it's been a blast talking to you. I'm glad we got to do this, and I most appreciate, the fact that I had to move the times around a little bit on you, man.
I know about it all, lads.
Yeah,
it's Sunday. It's my rest day. I have nothing else to do for the day. I'm playing, throwing a few darts.
Yeah,
beating Brandon here in darts all day. So that's all. That's the only thing else I'm doing.
I just appreciate you being so flexible, man, and it's really been a pleasure. And when you are strapping that world title on, please do not forget us and come back on, please.
I'll be back on with the belts around my shoulders.
Yeah, Don't forget about us, and definitely stay in touch. And we'd love to have you back on, and of course, keep us up to speed on what's going on. I'll definitely stay in touch.
100%, lads. Thanks very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Tommy. Best of luck going forward, buddy.
Legends. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Love, man.
Thank you. Oh, you learned something new. See that when you tune in off the couch boxing, you even get a history lesson. And now, if you're watching this and you still want to be a champion in life, as I always tell you, call your friends a langer.
You should add that to your AKAs because you're a fucking langer.
Yeah, AKA Dr. Langer, AKA Long Langer.
Whoa.
Yeah. Long Dong Langer. Long Dong Langer. That's my Chinese name. Huh?
Long Langer is funny.
The Long Langer.
It's crazy.
Yeah, AKA the Long Langer. AKA, and if you want, you can be AKA the Thick Langer. The Long Thick Langer.
AKA Girthy Langer.
Girthy Langer. Yeah, that's the best one yet, man. Girthy Langer. Listen, man, as always, man, having great interviews and having a lark with our good mate over there. Tommy HYDE, the governor.
Yeah,
that is a guy on the come up, man. Watch out, all you chumps in the super middleweight division. The guy is 7-0, 4 knockouts.
I feel like we end up saying that about all these boxers, dude. What a guy! All these guys are just great guys, dude.
Yeah.
They talk shit and they punch guys in the face for a living, but they're all down home, great fucking guys.
Absolutely, salute. These guys are all winners, man. And believe me, he's the full package right there. First of all, he's got every advantage in the world because he's Irish.
Yep.
I know something about that. He's a handsome bloke. I can feel comfortable saying that. So am I. He's 7-0 and undefeated. So am I.
I just love how all these guys are they all got their affable way. And even, when like Cornflakes telling you that the guy's a bitch, he's still doing it in a way that's kind of like, it's light in the air. Yeah, like you and your buddy sitting around talking about some bitch you guys know. He's not really being like a super dick. He's just, Right. So, certainly big ups and fair play, as he would say, to Tommy HYDE, man. I hope he doesn't have to go out on the back road anytime soon, man. And
he's got he's got too handsome of a face to go out there and be messing around with those travelers, man, and that bare knuckle shit.
Well, no, you heard him say that was kind of like they're doing it over there.
Yeah.
Not everyone's doing it. Like if you're not involved in that, you won't even know about it.
Right. Yeah. It's and of course, man, everybody that comes out of Ireland, fucking tougher than fucking boot leather, man. I don't give a fuck what you say, man. Nobody's gonna convince me otherwise. We even learned in the movie The Departed.
Get the fuck out of here, dude, because if he blows up, that dude looked like fucking Buzz Lightyear.
Who?
Fucking Tommy.
Yeah, he looked like a superhero. Like he was sculpted out of marble. Yeah. I defy somebody to crack their bare knuckle hand on that jaw.
I was gonna tell him. I was like, has anyone ever told you look like Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah. And of course, if Tommy's watching this, man, that's with all due respect. That's a compliment.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a fucking superhero.
He got superhero features, a chiseled jaw.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was a toy, but I mean, Buzz Lightyear is a superhero.
I'm pretty sure he's well on his way. 7-0, 4 knockouts, 24 years old. Sky's the limit, man. I mean, upward and onward, man, for young Tommy the Governor Hyde. No doubt about it, man. Yeah, and a super big shout out, man, for him being so patient. I juggled the timeout around him a little bit, man.
It's always good though, coming up in boxing, dude. Like Oscar De La Hoya became who he was because of the marquee good looks.
Yeah.
And the ability to knock motherfuckers out,
It's the same way I made it. Same way. It's a recipe for fucking success right there, man. Great looks.
You made it, yes, in Langerville.
Yeah.
You were the top of your class at
well, if I am in Langerville, man, I'm the motherfucking mayor, man. I'm just a citizen in the 5th Ward posse, though. Shout out to them, man. But yeah, I'm just an honorary member there, man.
Ever so slightly to the side, just like Scarface would wear it.
Yeah, I gotta have it a little cocked to the side, man, because then you can see it a little bit better, man. Yeah, you gotta have it that way. You gotta wear it with a little swagger, but not too much. I like a little bend in the brim. I'm old school like that. I don't need a completely stiff brim. I don't need to wear my price tag or my sticker on there or nothing like that. I'm old school, man. Get all the tags and all the shit off of my hat. Immediately. I want it stripped down to just hat. That's it. I just want a hat, man. So we're getting way off topic, man. Thank you to Tommy the Governor. Tommy the Governor Hyde, man. I was looking at Cornflakes notes. I got notes in front of me everywhere on phenomenal fighters. Oh, this is what I do. I just got notes on phenomenal fighters that we're rubbing elbows with all the time.
Yeah.
And we're proud to do it, man. You know what I mean? These guys on the come up, man, are keeping this sport that we love and respect alive.
If you really haven't liked and subscribed and hit the notification button on this YouTube channel yet, you gotta be like, seriously,
something's wrong with you.
Out.
Yeah, you are definitely lunchy.
You might as well just pack it up on boxing. If you are acting like you like boxing and you haven't subscribed to this channel, you don't like boxing.
Yeah, you
don't care about these guys. You don't want to see these guys succeed.
Yeah,
just stop liking it.
Talk to them. I know. You're right, man. And again, I'll drive home the point, man, that nobody's bringing you a vast array of stuff like this. Legends, luminaries, guys on the come up, guys with phenomenal backstories, interesting human interest stories, man. I mean,
dude, we just talked to Cornflake, number 4 in the world.
Yeah, it's so funny too, man. I was trying to tell you on there, man, like as a side note, he's literally sandwiched, man, between Connor Coyle,
we
just had on, and Austin Emma Williams, who Connor was supposed to have that fight with, who he did end up winning the other night, by the way, in the replacement guy. And one ahead of them is shout out Elijah Garcia, another guy that I've been talking back and forth with, who's like right there at like 3 or 2. Yeah, I think he's 2, and then maybe Austin was 3.
I'm just saying, that's like when you're talking to guys like that are currently number 4 in the world, and then you've had guys like James Toney and Wellis and fucking Menard, you name it, dude. You just stop it. Tell me to stop it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Alexis Arguello said stop it too, and he hasn't said anything all night. Even he's sick of hearing about us tooting our own horn.
Well, listen, dude, his own son is like
possibly a guest. We're working on it. Yeah. I got to say right now that there's nobody running the gamut like us. I mean, any great story that's attached to boxing, man. And we got lots of tricks so some good little secrets brewing on the surface. So this is a good time to tap in, man, because you think the content is amazing now, man. It might get more amazing. Right. It'll at least stay this amazing. But yeah, huge shout out, man. A great night of interviews, man.
Yeah,
Top off with Tommy the Governor HYDE.
Sometimes scrolling on my Facebook and I just got to pinch myself that, yeah, you're friends with Hector Camacho Jr.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. It's crazy, man. And shout out to these guys, man, as we said in another episode, man, for embracing us and coming on here and making the channel what it is, man. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you just got two langers like us sitting here talking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Langers and mash.
And yes, man, like we have stuck some of those episodes in, and some of them have done okay. I mean, but come on, man, we want to bring you we want to put shine on guys that deserve to get their flowers, man.
Langers and mash, and you're the langers.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'll be a langer.
That's it, folks. From Baby Busey to Gary Busey, I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yeah, and make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook. And if
I already told them, if they're not liking by this point,
but you might need a little reminder here, man.
Give it up.
A few minutes have elapsed, like since your public service announcement. Yeah, so please, before we go, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We guarantee amazing new content. At the time of this recording right now, it is Sunday, February 4th. So tomorrow, new content will be going up on Monday. And it is going to fucking blow your socks off. Got some great episodes coming up, man. Even Alexis Arguello, man, is excited as hell back here, man. He's actually thinking of a comeback. I mean, look at him over there. He looks great. The mustache looks great. I love Alexis Arguello.
We're starting to get a vault just like Prince.
Yeah. That's true. We're sitting on. We got stuff cooked up in the lab. And Alexis Arguello, I love him. Look at him. I'm excited as hell for this little guy. I love him.
Call yourself the Prince protege because we got a vault, baby.
Yeah, AKA the Prince protege, AKA Lord Langer. I'm making myself a lord. I'm going past knighting myself. Anyway, another great episode. Thanks so much to Tommy the Governor, HYDE, Pride of Ireland, representing the fucking red. I'm calling it a night, man. That's it. I'm cutting myself off from marijuana for 2 hours. I got to say, man, he's representing the green, white, and orange. Let's go, baby. Those colors never run. Pride of the
Irish. Woo!
Irish. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Great guy. We wish him all the best of luck. We are now officially Team Governor, Team HYDE, Team Tommy, whatever you want us to be, man. We're backing that kid, man, because he's backing us. Loves what we're doing. Cornflake loved what we're doing too. So shout out to those guys for lifting us up, man. Actually being important cogs in the wheel of this sport and lifting us up, man, to help us do what we do. So make sure that if you want to continue to be a champion, that you continue to roll with the champs.